Hello, everybody. I'm live. I'm just posting in the Facebook groups that I'm live. I'm just posting. I hope everybody's well. Hi, Becky. How are you? I want to show people some new stuff that I got. So I hope everybody's doing well. I'm just going to post in one more group that I'm allowed to post in. This is my new Funko, Becky. Hi, Nika. How are you? Wow, 5 of you already here. I got a new Funko. If you guys are wondering what this is, this is a Jon Snow sitting on the Iron Throne Funko. These are little toys and dolls. What they are is little collectibles. So you get a Funko Pop. They call it Funko Pops, but they're collectible items. People collect these, Becky. And I got one with Jon Snow sitting on the Iron Throne because I was unhappy with the way it ended. So as you can see, my Jon Snow character. So that's what I got there. Then a new book came in. I ordered it off of Etsy. Jon Snow will be our guardian of the desk. I put him over here on the side, so he'll be the guardian. As you can see. I know, right? I like it. Then I got this book off of Etsy. This is called Steampunk. Coloring book. It's illustrated by James Brooke. Now, this is a brand new book from him. His shop is called Color and Flow. So the thing is that you can find all these images on his shop, but he put all the images into a book. This only cost me about $12 on Etsy. It just came in now. The only thing I don't like is it's double-sided, so that's an issue for me. I don't like double-sided books, but he has all of these images for sale on his website, but you can buy the coloring book for $12 now. The paper is smooth, though, So I grabbed all my grayscale books that I could find without having to hurt myself, or books that have grayscale in them. But I'm going to show you some grayscale books. So this is, as some of you may not know, I have quite a few grayscale books. Now this is from Fantasy Faces by Dawn Davidson. I printed this on Copic marker paper, and I did this image, and this is from Fantasy Faces. So that'll be I have to film the finished pages sometime today. So this is the Bennett Klein. There's a specific page you guys want me to color from any of the grayscale books, let me know. This is some of the stuff that he does. The only thing that I don't like about Bennett Klein's books is that the paper is not good. So some of the better books, see, this is just some of the stuff that you get from him on his work. I have a lot of grayscale books, but a lot of them are digital. But these are the different types of books you can get. You can get something like Nikki Burnett, The Mythic, Ticket to Dreams. There's any books that you guys want me to color off of. So you can get something like this. See, this is one that I did with Tombow of Rogetons and Prismas. I did this pick. That is a grayscale pick that I did with Tombows and Irritants. I haven't worked much in this book, but this is kind of like more of a sketch grayscale. So this is some of the stuff that you can do with the grayscales. This one is really cool because it's spiral bound. Michaelgelina has a bunch of grayscale stuff in her books. I did not bring out the Michaelgelina books. Oh, Becky, are you wanting me to color something from Carolina Kubikova? We can color that, and we could color that in pencils. What happened with this page, Becky, a funny little story. I learned markers don't work too well in this book. Funny little story is that I colored this. I did this background with my gelatos because I had used markers in this page, and they went through. So what I had to do to cover up the marker marks was put this all in blue. So, I did this. So I like all of these books. This is just some of the stuff that you get in grayscale. Then everybody knows this one. The pink, if you see little pink things, that means they're like pages that I've colored, and they'll be in my finished pages video. So this is some of the stuff that I've done with this book. Just all of you know how much I love this book. We're doing grayscale month, so I just want to show you guys what's out there as far as, Then you've got the Molly Harrison, who does a lot of grayscale. I think Molly Harrison is wonderful. I love her art. I just wish the girls weren't so tiny in her pictures. That's the only thing. Then you got the Jade Summer, the Mermaids grayscale. Oops, that wasn't supposed to be taken out. Then you've got your Linda Ravencroft's books, which we did one yesterday. Then you've got Akiko, the surreal fantasy one, Ladies of Leisure, Art of Madness. Then you've got these books from the Kimberly Hawthorne for the grayscale. This. This is a nice book because it has a lot of faces and women in it. Hello, Bia. So this is a lot of interesting stuff. And then in this book, they have some grayscale pictures too. Nice to see you, Bia. So, I'm just saying that this is some of what's out there for the grayscale, guys. And we did one grayscale yesterday in watercolor. So I just want to show you guys that you do not have to, and then there's different levels of grayscale. But the back pages in this book of grayscale, this is, see, I like this one. This is some of the grayscale that's higher quality. I call this higher scale grayscale. The pictures here are really pretty. So. Let's look in a book I haven't worked in a while. What did I do with my Carolina book? Oh. It's very odd. I found my Carolina book and now I can't find it. Those are just some of my grayscales. I think we'll work with this one today. Ticket to Dreams. I do have the other one, the Paul Strogi one, but I haven't done a flip through of that one, Becky. But that book is really nice too. Just looking for a picture, guys, that I haven't done. This is more of like what do you guys think about this one? A little too creepy for you? Remember this, guys. This is live. Yes, let's do this one. Let's do the creepy house that Grace likes. I think the house would be nice to do. Let's test a pencil that I haven't tested before. I know her art is really nice. Now, some of you may wonder, what pencils are these? Now, these are called Pisazons. They look like, these look like Schriftfarbens, but they're not. The Schriftfarbens are actually better. I bought these because they were, well, they were a little less than $30, but these are Pisazons. These do not have any numbers on them. The ones that I did number, I've made a chart with. You see these black numbers here? I had to do these. I had to label these. So these so far do not have any numbers on them. So these perform okay, but they're nothing like the Schrifters, which I like better. And I'm going very lightly with these. This book, I tend to go and do pencil work. So is everybody still here? Good. I know I like octopuses. The one animal I will do is an octopus. And maybe unicorns. Also, Benny Klein has a Facebook group where he gives freebies away every Friday. So if you want to go there, Benny Klein does freebies. I don't know if he still does the freebies, but he used to do freebies. And on this paper, the water brushes don't go through. What are you working on, Dee? I always like to see what people are working on. I already have labeled my pages for the Hannah Carlson color. I'm doing one picture in 2 different books. I always like to know what people are working on. So I have like 2 big piles of books that I finished for the month. Oh, that sounds really good, Becky. I love that. I think that's what is that, the 5K project? I think those pages are going to come out amazing. I wasn't able to get to everybody's stream. I was only able to get to Becky and Sammy's stream. But, it's hard to make everybody's stream. Well, that's nice. Hi, Gary. That's okay. Lurk away. That's good. Oh, that's good. That's a good way to do things, Becky. I wouldn't have even thought of doing things like that. I don't even know if you can categorize Carolina Kubakosa as grayscale, like, because her work is more sketch based, I feel. But I'm really not sure if you would count her work as grayscale or not. Some people have said yes, some people have said no, because it's more sketch art and it's darker line work, so therefore it's more of a sketch project. Becky, what do you consider? Do you consider her grayscale or more of a sketch artist? Marjorie Sarnott has some really good stuff. And guys, in August I'll be doing Creative Haven, right? There's a bunch of other people who are going to be doing Creative Haven. But what I want to do is a community. I have the other book too, Becky. I just haven't done a flip through of it yet. Red something is number 14. See, this is number 14. Then I'm thinking maybe a watercolor pen. We'll do a watercolor pen for the background or pastel. But I don't really have pastels like everybody else does. And I sent out your book on Friday, Becky, so you'll get that Chibi Girls sometime probably this week, depending on how fast the post office moves. That book is okay, but I found that book too detailed for me, Becky. It's like different people can do different levels of difficulty. I had that book and I gave that book away because I never colored in it, so. See, but what I want to do with Creative Haven is kind of like do a big community project in August for it, kind of like what Anne used to do for it, and then we all put all the books together and we do one big project, and then we all work together for it. Oh, these are Pieces-Ons. These are what you would call budget-friendly pencils. They're like, I think, what did I pay? Like, I think I paid a little under $30 for these. They look like Schiffer Farbens. The only disadvantage of these pencils is that you have to put numbers in them because they don't come with numbers or names on them. So that is my only complaint about the book, the pencils, is that there's no names and numbers. And these black things here, that's what I did. I numbered them. So the ones that I did manage to number, because I still got to do a swatch chart for every other color in this. I don't have Dollar Trees by where I live, so when I get to go into one and go someplace else that has one, I will always want to go in to see what the Dollar Trees are like. but they did open a 5 and below in Midtown. Yeah, I unfortunately don't have a Dollar Tree. I always think to myself, it's a real shame I don't have a Dollar Tree. I got to finish watching these pencils out and the rest of my polychromals, because when I got that book from that new swatch book. Now this is number 22. I labeled this one, so wow, that's really a good deal. This is number 22. Becky, if this was on any other paper other than this paper, like if it was like on a marker-based paper, I would be using markers instead of pencils. Oh, I wish I didn't have to wait till August, Becky, for the new Hannah Carlson book to arrive. Like that's the only thing. Like I have the Maria Troll book, the new Hannah Carlson book arriving. The thing I like about the 5K project is it's going to get me to work in two of my Hannah Carlson books I haven't worked in a really long time. And I want to thank Becky for that, because this will get me to do some of those books. Becky, what are you talking about with the Tammy? Becky, do you want to do Creative Haven Month with me in August? And we can do it as a. Yes, Becky, we need to collab on something at some point. Don't ever be afraid of a book. Sometimes the best thing we can do is face our fears and just start coloring the book. There's a lot of there's a lot of good, beautiful books in that set. I think I'm gonna make all of this the same color, so it all looks uniform. Have a wonderful day, Katie. I love Instagram. Instagram is like my new thing where I love to see what other people are doing because it gives me ideas for things. Who was the one who colored with these on camera? Was that Rita who did that? I think RB Dreams did a review of these pencils. No, Becky. I really would like for you to come and join me with Creative Haven Month, and then maybe we could do a community collab with everybody else involved for August. So, because I don't think I'm doing anything in July, so I think I'm taking a month off of projects for July. I was going to do a Jade Summers thing, but now I'm thinking, you know what? I'm kind of burnt out on all the projects I've done for the year. The HK5 project, that's good. I like promoting other people's events too because, you know, gets more people involved and you get excited for the project. There's so many different books. All of Hannah's books are beautiful, Becky. I will say that. I don't know if I can do a third one, Becky. It's just like it's hard for me. And Daydreams is not my favorite book of hers, but I like the other ones too. I have a lot of whips that need to be done in Daydreams, so. What is this one? I don't have a number on this one, which means I probably didn't. That works. And we'll do some kind of background. Maybe I'll do it in gel pen, the background. I always say go bold or go big. It's actually not red. It's actually a pinkish color, but it comes across as red in the stream. It's a weird thing. Becky, if someone doesn't have a book, I'll be willing to buy one for them if they want to participate in it. I'll be an Amazon fairy if someone doesn't have one of those 5 books, Becky. You just give me their name and address, and I'll buy them one of the books if they want to participate. As long as they're in US. I want everybody to be, I want as many people to participate as possible, Becky. I'm sorry to hear that you're not in the U.S. Yeah, I have greens. And this is green. You know, I want everybody to participate in it, Becky, that wants to be able to participate in it. Although, Becky, my favorite book, though, is the one where she does all the portraits, the faces, the Tillsman one. I love. What is that, caricature? I'm not familiar with that one. I pre-ordered the spirit animals or soulmates, whichever, however it is. Do you mean this one, Becky? Hold on. Hi, Selena. How are you? This one, right? Tillsman. This is my one that I've done with her. No, this is one I'm currently working on. I like this one. That's the one with all the faces on it. This book, I love this book. I got this a while ago, Becky. Should have included this one. I got this off of Prince Works when I ordered it, so it was a little bit. I changed the name. Yes, is it the Dutch version or is that? It's a shame because it is a beautiful book. I wish they would have made it into an American version so then other people could have the chance to get that. And I understand that not many people have that book. Okay, that's Dutch for character. And I guess that book is named. And Becky, I love this sharpener. This is like my favorite sharpener, the Swordfish. It sharpens every pencil I own. Luminates. Every pencil that I've ever had a problem sharpening has no problem. I don't speak Dutch, so. I'm gonna buy a second one of these actually, just because I like it so much. These pencils, I always have a hard time with these pencils. It's the only thing that sharpens, Becky. It's like the best sharpener in the world because, honestly, God, these are my luminance, and I'm gonna tell you guys something. These pencils do not sharpen my other pencils well. This sharpens my Black Widows well. This sharpens my Prisma as well. And you know that some pencils are very difficult to sharpen, right? So you do that one. I'm going to show you how nice it sharpens a. This is like one of my favorite sharpeners in the world. Look how nice it sharpens the luminance. So I just want you guys to be aware that you can sharpen your luminance if you have the right sharpener. And you know that some pencils, they just, no matter what you do, they break. It's so annoying. My Google Translate doesn't work very well, but then again, I might not be using it correctly. And then we're going to make this all light blue. Yeah, the Dutch, that Google Translate thing that you gave me, Robin, that was like the best app ever. It helped me translate what some of the Chinese titles for some of my Chinese coloring books are. See, I love when people do that. Wow, we got 16 people today. That's more than we normally get today. That's okay, Diane. I normally stream anytime from 1 to 1:30, sometimes 2, depending on if Sammy's going long. Because there are other streamers and I don't like to cut into other people's stream. If Sammy goes long, then I will go on at 2. But my normal time is 1:30, but sometimes I stream at 1. But I try not to stream when other people are on because, I don't want anybody else to feel like they're getting cut off. See, the only thing, Becky, that I don't like about this book is that some of the line work goes in here. I stream on Friday afternoons and Saturday afternoons. Sometimes if it's a holiday and nobody's on, I'll stream, but those are usually impromptus. Like the one that I did on Memorial Day, that one was impromptu because that was a holiday. So It is. Um, speaking of that, the page is falling out. I bought a Korean coloring book, guys. It's called When I First Met You or When I First Saw You. And as soon as I started coloring in it, the pages started falling out. And I'm like, I got a little myth because, you pay money for these books. And when that happens, it's not a good thing. Hi, Tracy. How are you? Wow, 18 people. That is a lot. Now, guys, I'm going to ask a poll question. What book would you guys like to see me color from next? It can be anything, as long as it's not a curly book. And no, I do not have every book, but I have most of the popular ones, so keep that in mind. And the pencils I'm working with are the pieces on. Hi, Bernie Bird Gator. Now, if you guys don't know her name, Bunny Birdie Gator, runs a channel where she does crafting, Dollar Tree store hauls, and other things. Hi, Mimi. Mimi is Bunny Bird's real name, so if you guys are curious why I call Bunny Bird Mimi, but that's her name. So she does all kinds of hauls, like from the. When I first got this book, it kind of intimidated me, and then I started seeing. I still have. I don't know, Micah. It's a lot. So I don't know how many books I have. So I don't know how many books I have, but I know I have a lot. You got to get them. These don't bleed through like everything else, but I still have to put a page behind it. These aren't going to bleed out like the. I don't have Forest Girls 2. I have Forest Girls 1. Let's do. Sorry, guys. These are little things that I do. Even if they're thinking that might be too much of a color. Sometimes I just do it these things on the color just to see how they look against the other thing. It is a pretty purple. I think that would make a good background. And these are color water brush pens, and these are refillable. So and somebody said to me they've started releasing some of the books that used to be on Etsy on Amazon. So guys, look on Amazon for the books that you see that people are buying on Etsy. Also on Amazon because sometimes somebody will be a third party seller. That's the thing. Sometimes books don't always appeal to you, and I'm very light on how much I'm doing on this book because the page might buckle. And here's the thing, guys, too. When someone says about shipping and how shipping will make the price of the book more money, but I think that's because Amazon has spoiled people with free shipping. Bye, Bunny Bird. Thank you for coming. People have channels, guys. Put a heart so people know that you have channels. Someone, my link people are not here today. Becky, do you have a link to the Forest Girls one and this one on Etsy? Because I can't seem to type in right now because I'm in the middle. See, the thing starts to buckle a little bit. It's okay, guys, because when you color this. Okay, thank you. Hi, May. Everything's good. Oh, May missed the little dolly. Look what I got. Jon Snow sitting on the Iron Throne. May. Oh, Tracy, that's terrible. Yes, I love Jon Snow too, and he should have won the throne. Not Bran, but that's just, I guess that's just a personal thing. I don't do smooth lines with my water brushes yet. Feel better, Tracy. Drink lots of fluids. Keep yourself hydrated. Hmm. And we use pieces on pencils on this, so May. So we used different. We use budget friendly pencils. See, the thing with this is I have to concentrate when I do my water brush pens because I'm not very good at them yet. Oh, of course, May. I can show you what we did yesterday with the watercolors. May wants to see what we did with the watercolors yesterday, and I used everything. I did this with my whole lines, my Arteza water brushes, the Marabou, the Aquawell, some pencils, some other things. So this is what we did with the Bristol. So that's what we did with our watercolors yesterday, May. Yeah. May would have probably been like, oh, she probably would have done the frame. These wings, I didn't have a pink, May, so I tried to do the skin in watercolors. It didn't come out too well. I had to fix it with marker and pencil, but that's because I didn't have my buddy Miss May to help me. So that's what we did yesterday, May. May does a lot of Linda Ravencroft on her channel. No, you wouldn't have done the frame? Okay. So Yeah, I had to mix colors to get the wings pink. So that was a new experience for me to learn that. Mr. Q said I needed to thin out my watercolors more. So I didn't really understand what he meant until Sammy explained it to me. So yeah, so we used our Holbein watercolors too. That was why I was looking for the ink tints yesterday, May. So I want to say hello to everybody who's coming into the stream. There are a lot of people. You guys, wow, 21 of you. Oh, when you have more water, it gets more translucent. And oh, I didn't know that. See, May knows more about watercolors than I can ever attempt to know about them. And the thing about the Color It water brush pens, guys, when you buy them, you have to buy the refills separately because and the refills are about $6 a bottle. Now you see why I put a page behind this. So this is what this looks like. But when it dries, it's going to be very different. So we did this with the pieces on pencils. May, this is what the pieces on pencils look like. Now, the only problem I have with them, Miss May, is, and I'm going to be the first one to say my first problem with the pieces on pencils. This is what your Color It water brushless pens look like. But the difference between these is there's only 24 of them. And so yeah, I even said to people, I'm not that great at it yet, but I'm learning, and I learned from watching others like yourself, Miss May, and other people that it works out nicely. So I'll put that there. When it dries, it'll look different. So I'll put that there. I can't seem to find Forest Girl at the moment, which means I probably put it somewhere weird. So just give me a moment, guys. Someone said they wanted to see me do a picture of Forest Girl. I'll do something I'm working on. No, I'm not watercoloring in that book, May. I'm using pencils. In order for me to watercolor this book, I would have to guess it. There's a picture I was working on. I saw someone do watercolor in this book, and it came out absolutely stunning, May. But that person was really good at, they knew what to do. They knew how much water to put in. Me, I never know how much water to put in. The only thing I did in it was the little green book. I don't know that. I want to do watercolor in that book. Let's not be hasty, May. And we're going to use my popples. Don't be ridiculous, May. Or brownish orange. My thing about doing the watercolors live yesterday was because, I wanted to try them for a long time. And also because, I have these supplies, I don't use them. And to me, I'm just like, you know what? I want to use them because they're going to waste if I don't use them. I spent the money on them. I might as well use them or at least learn how to use them. It's also about how much water you put in it. Like, you don't want to saturate it. That takes time and practice to learn it. The Fine Color book, The Fine Color by Juju Lee, that's the Chinese grayscale one. That book kind of scares me a little bit because there's so much things in there to do. Royal Nickel, I trust Chalky. The QOR one that I used to do the green leaves, those I got from a sketch box. I might actually I'm thinking about buying empty pans and buy more from that company because I like the way that the colors came across. Really, wow. Well, at least you don't have Trump bots, May. I had a bunch of Trump bots on one of my streams. Nothing but Trump came up. And I don't understand how come that happened. And I'm not trying to match the picture. Now I'm going to do it my way. Not to say that the picture isn't nice. I was also told that don't use Prismas in this book by someone because if you use Prismas in this book, that the Prismas they tend to leave a very chalky, waxy residue for some reason. So I was told this by someone. I think they always are trying to update the thing. Have a nice time, Mom. My mother's going out. So you know what helps too with that is actually get some watercolor paper. Tracy, one of the things I would suggest you do is get a piece of watercolor paper, and then when you dip it in for the water, you dip it in just plain water, just light water, and then see how the consistency is and practice how much water you put in with the watercolor paper. I know it's a little bit more, but if you have paper that's thick enough to hold the watercolor, practice using a blank sheet of that. So that way you don't feel like, oh, that it's not going to be too much. This is mahogany. See, this is mahogany. So then you can do that. And right now on Netflix, I'm watching Lucifer. I didn't watch it when it was on network cable, but now that it's on network, I can binge it. I still need to binge the last few episodes of Doom Patrol. So that way you can do that. See, this color is this color pressed hard, but when you go lighter, this is this color. I normally don't do that. But I've been practicing doing my colors lighter. Take care, Sue. Have a great weekend. What is Hangouts? I'm not familiar with it. I've heard of it, but I'm not familiar with it. And these are the Pablos I'm using. They say Prismas. Someone told me that the Prismas didn't work well in this book, so that they had a really hard time with it. So and I've heard it from more than one person, that if Prismas aren't working in this book, that means then I've got to use other pencils. I like the Pablos because they're not as waxy. Oh, okay. It's like Messenger. Thank you, May. Just rest your voice. Tracy, you might have to go to the doctor and they might give you medicine that will help restore that. That's true, May. Thank you. True. That's like I was telling somebody. How my markers work on every paper is different. Everybody has different tools too. I see people do pastel work. Pan pastels. I tried using some pan pastels. I didn't like them. They didn't work for me as well as they worked for everybody else. Does that mean they're bad too? No, that just means that it just is different for me to work with them, and I find them very messy to work with pan pastels. But that's me personally because I've seen people do beautiful work with the pan pastels. It just means that pan pastels are not for me. And May, I'm by my very nature a heavy colorist. So when I do lighter work like I'm doing now, that took me time to learn. Thank you, Shaw. And I even said this to someone. Pencils work differently than markers. But when I started using markers, it actually helped me with my pencils, actually learn how to be a lot lighter handed with them. Yeah, once I switched over to markers, it became a different way of me learning how to use the products. Dee Dee made pan pastels look easy. But Dee Dee is so talented at everything she does. I'm in awe of Dee Dee. When I look at what Dee Dee does with her books, I'm like, ugh, I'm just amazed. Dee Dee uses every medium like so well. And I'm glad I didn't invest a lot of money in my pan pastels because I only got 3 to start with. So Pompian Red. No, I could totally see myself doing this, being in this little reading nook because I love to read as a child. So totally identify with the little girl in this picture. You think my coloring book and collection is insane? My book collection is just as insane. So I have to balance my book collection with. I love little nooks and things like that. Hold on, guys. I need to do this because it needs to. Really? What? I have to move it because I need to be more comfortable when I do this. Does anybody know if Color Your Heart is more than a month, or is it a whole year project, or was it just for the month of May? Oh, payroll is always painful to do. I don't like doing payroll. Like, I don't do it, but I don't like booking it. I mean, I can do it if I have to, but at work, I don't like booking payroll. You know what I say? As long as you had fun doing it. If you had fun doing it, then it's not as bad. Did you have fun trying to do it? And then that's the important thing. You know, you only get better by trying things. And the more you try something, the better you get at it. Like yesterday, I was a little scared to do, honest to God, guys, I was really, really scared to do. As you can see, I have my watercolor paper under here. I have my sketchbook over here, artesian gel pens, some little notebooks, notepads. If we don't finish this today, guys, if you want me to continue this, I will continue this. But depends on what I'm feeling next week. Next week, we'll do another Linda Ravenscroft picture if we have time. I think I'm going to color that red too. I'm going to color this red, this color. Now, I want to thank you guys for making me do Forest Girl because I bought this book and haven't colored in it. So this is the first page I'm actually coloring in for it, guys. So I might blend this with another color with another brand. You know, everybody does different things in the community, and I love the diversity of this community too. Ooh, I don't know how to do galaxy backgrounds. The other book I gotta start coloring from again is Serene, but I just have to have when I do Serene by Nicholas C. Nicholas F. I need an idea. have lots of ideas for projects, guys, so I haven't decided. What podcast are you guys talking about? I don't think I listened to Isabel's podcast, and I need to listen to her because everybody raves about her podcast. I like that thing you do with the jelly roll or the jelly plate, Becky. I think that's really creative what you do with the. What are you having for dinner, May? I need to know what you're having for dinner before you go eat. I love eat. I love you too, Miss May. Oh, hamburgers. Bye, May. Enjoy the hamburgers. Guys, I'm just going to sharpen this up. And I have an idea how we're going to make that solid. You know what, Becky? Everybody has different techniques. And the thing I love about this community is that we can learn from each other. I know, Becky. I need to do that too. I probably will do that after I eat my lunch. After I eat lunch. Hi, Kim. We did this picture out of the Carolina Kiva book. I used my pieces on pencils, and then I used the watercolor brush. So nothing leaked through off of my Color It water brush. The Color It water brush pens are really good because they don't leak through. But the background was done with the water brush pen. But everything else was done with the pieces on pencils. So that'll probably be in my June pages. So I won't include that in the finished pages video. We did that today, and that's a June pick. So that counts as a June pick. So that. I think I'll do this as red. Do the little book as red. So then the pink book. You know, the one thing I will say that I like that people did on their streams, this is called apricot. I usually use this as a skin tone, but it can be used as a nice background. You can use it as a base for a background too. No, I try to go to streams if I'm up, but sometimes I have to stop in the middle of the stream and say I gotta go to sleep. You know, I don't like nighttime. You know, here's the thing about nighttime streams. A lot of the nighttime streams are really fun to go to, but sometimes you get more things in there. So hold on, guys. Stop with the Pablos for now. There's something I want to do with the polys. You can tell I keep all my stuff neat. Really. This color is burnt ochre. I'm gonna stop in about 15 minutes. So this is burnt ochre. This is a poly. What makes the poly nice? They got good colors. Hi, Mia. We're gonna end the stream in about 2:45 today. So this is a really nice picture. So thank you guys for the thumbs up. That really helps me. Oh, thank you, Kim. I actually got Forest Girl not from Etsy, believe it or not. I actually bought Forest Girl off of Amazon. Someone was selling it third party. Sometimes you get people who will sell books third party. Aww. What kind of puppy did you get? Just curious. Now this is young. Chihuahua. Oh, a female Chihuahua. That's really nice. Now this picture is brown ochre. This gives the floor a rustic feel. Oh my God, she's still a baby. See, it's coming darker on the paper, on the screen. Yes, that is a good price. But now they have the Dutch version of the Rhapsody in the Forest and the New Denver Path. Those were the first Japanese books I got because they were like so beautiful at the time. And I don't really color in them that much unless I'm doing a project in them. See, on this screen it comes out like this, but I hold it up. You guys see that the color actually comes out different. See, it's funny. On screen it comes out looking different than it does in person. So guys, as soon as we're done with the floor, we'll end the stream. So as soon as the floor is done, we'll end this. As soon as these wood panels are done. Because I'm gonna have to eat, and then I also have to do a film a page video. So I'm probably gonna make myself some chicken soup. So Wow. It's a funny color because this color is coming out lighter in person, but on the camera it comes out darker. So. I also got the mythical. Oh, what else do I have online? Oh, I also have Mythical Mermaids and another book that I saw that Miss May do a flip through of. So. Oh no, that's terrible to have a sneeze and attack with you. That means your sinuses are all congested, or something triggered it. The thing I like about polychromos is even when they're small, they still work. Which project? The HK5 project? I think it's Becky, Passionista, Sammy, Sky. What was it? Becky, Sammy, Isabel, Sky, and I'm missing one. And Honor. I missed Passionista's stream, so I didn't get a page for that one, but I did join Becky's. I did get a page for Becky, and I did get a page for Sammy's. The nice thing is that they give you 2 months to do it. So that's where we will. Yes, we still got Sky later, but that's not my favorite one. Thank you, Becky. That's not my favorite one, but Sky, I believe, is on 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because it's 12 p.m. UK. So because I'm on New York and I'm in the Eastern Standard Time in the US, it's 5 hours early. So she'll be coming in on 7 p.m. I think is the time conversion. I'm not 100% sure, so double check your time conversions. So just keep that in mind. So this is where we'll be. This is where I am going to leave you guys. So I have 2 pages, one from Becky's, one from Sammy's, and I think maybe one from Sky's. I got to see what I have left in that book because I have a lot of whips and daydreams. So depending on what I'm doing. So I have one for Becky, one for Sammy, and I think I'm hoping to get one from Sky. So hopefully I'll be able to do that. So guys, this is where we finish today. So thank you guys so much for coming to the stream. I really appreciate it. It means the world to me. So I hope you all have a wonderful. No, I'm not CST. I'm Eastern Standard Time. So my times are, Eastern Standard. But I hope you all have a wonderful time. Bye, everybody. And have a wonderful weekend. Bye.